Okay, guys and girls, we're getting down here toward the end of January, and things are beginning to change around in some of the places in the South. You know, I think that February 15th is kind of that magic date that things begin to change, where these cold fronts don't last as long. They come in here and they don't last as long, maybe a day or two, and they're gone, and begin to get a little further apart. You know, it's not cold for a week at a time or 10 days at a time, and maybe cold for a day or two, and then you have 3 warm days and another day or two. But there is a pattern that you can use this time of the year that actually has to do with spawn, but it's not a spawning technique at all. But it's a pattern that you can use on our man-made lakes in the South that you can catch fish. And I'm looking for the pattern and what type of bait would you be throwing. The one works better than any other, I think. Good morning, guys and girls. January 28, reading from a Catch a Better Life book on the Catch a Better Life channel on YouTube. Jimmy Houston Outdoors, all capital letters, on Facebook. We have over 1 million people on our social media. Thank you, every single one of them that's on there. I really appreciate that a lot. It's amazing. We started this social media back when Facebook started, and that's always on for years. And then I think back in 2019 or 2020, we started YouTube, and we've got about 175,000 people on YouTube now also. So this is the most important channel without a doubt, because it will make your life better. God will see to it that you make your life better, because you're giving him one scripture a day, at least one scripture a day. Now, if you don't pick a Bible up any time of the day, you're going to have one scripture. This scripture today is going to be from Philippians 1:6. Philippians 1:6 says, he who has begun, he would be God, he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. That's a promise from God. This book, the Bible, is full of promises, and that's one of the promises. He who begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Almost everyone who fishes, including me, has the goal to become a better fisherman. I've been working on it for a lot of years. I'm still working on it every chance I get. We all want to catch more fish, and because that's the fun part of this sport, is catching the fish. We fish to catch fish. We buy new lures. We learn to use the latest electronics, and sometimes we're just continually learning these electronics because they continually make changes to make them better. We attend seminars, we watch television shows, we watch videos, we subscribe to all kinds of YouTube channels and Facebook followers and TikTok followers and everything else to try to learn more about fishing. We ask questions about everybody we fish with, we ask them questions. Paul wrote today's verse from prison in Rome. He was in prison, locked up, when he wrote this verse. He was in prison for his Christianity, but he was still encouraging. And he shared a universal hope that all Christians, including you and me, should possess. God has started a good work in each of us that will come to fruition. God has started a good work in me, a good work in you, a good work in every Christian that will come to fruition. A good work that will not only benefit you, benefit me, but it'll help those around you as well. Help your family, your friends, those people around you. Paul said that God will complete that work. Paul says right here, he who began a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Can I tell you that God is working behind the scenes every single day, perfecting that work and perfecting that dream that you may have. God may have put a dream in you to do something or to become something that you're not today. He might have put a dream in you to help out more at church. He might have become a dream in you to preach. I don't know. But he's working every day behind the scenes, setting up situations, letting you meet the right people, letting you learn the right things in your life, letting you win in certain challenges in order to make that perfection, to make that complete. All you got to do is honor God. That's all God asks you to do. You honor God, and he will complete and perfect that dream that he has for you. Your good work, your dream will come to full completion. Here's our tip for today. We're talking about a wintertime pattern this time of the year. Fish a crankbait. That's right, a crankbait. And here's the deal. You fish that crankbait in creek channels that are leading up to spawning areas. Creek channels that are leading back up into areas where bass will spawn. Those fish will get in those creek channels, and they'll use those as a highway to go up. The narrower the creek, the better off you are. When you get out in the creek channels out in the middle of these big things, they might be using little tributaries and things that run off of that creek channel. But it is a dynamite wintertime technique. Just get in those creek channels, go down the creek channels, and as that creek channel turns and bends, you'll have outside bends in the creek channel that's washed out underneath. You'll have points that come out where those outside bends. So every time that turns, you'll have every bend will have a spot where fish might be holding up. And those fish might be right in the middle of that creek, but they'll usually be where those bends are. A crankbait, depending on the crankbait, depends on the size or the depth that you're fishing. And a lot of times these fish are in creeks and they're getting up there, depending as we get a little bit later. And certainly as we get into February, they will get further up these creeks. But creek channels with a crankbait in the wintertime, the dynamite pattern, I love it. I love it. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. Fish lucky. And remember, I sure do love you.